Well, good afternoon. Today is Friday, July 26th. It is journal number 120, T+115, T+115. Um, and today's been a really good day so far. It's been strange but good. Um, it was productive. Uh, it was a lot of things that a lot of people take for granted and probably shouldn't. Um, But it was an odd day in the respect that I don't have this big bulbous thing on my arm anymore from all the plumbing. It was really a little strange to wake up this morning and not either have my peripherally installed central catheter flushed by someone else or flushed it myself. Never realized how much time that really took up, but that was good. I haven't been able to figure out yet what the impact of the medications that stop taking are going to be, but it's too early to tell that anyway, I'm sure. But it is odd seeing that list of medications dwindle. Something that you think about. And I'm not sure you can believe anybody who tells you that they don't think about it, because that'd be hard pressed to figure out how they could avoid that. It would take a really special individual. I'm not necessarily suggesting that you should be crippled by it. Certainly not. But you should be aware of it. I mean, it is your body. I went ahead and I installed, I guess, maybe that's the right word, returned my membership and Leslie's membership to the gym so that we can start going again. Then I went through the list. I went through all the list. I went through the list. Hold on a second, you guys see this, I think. I went through the list of all of the programs that they offer, which is pretty amazing. And immediately started to peel off the ones that I know my doctor is going to tell me I can't get involved in yet. But I am going to start getting involved in those that I can participate in, and that's huge. I spent the whole afternoon working on, part of the morning and the whole afternoon finishing up everything that I believe needs to be finished up to officially publish Misfire. We're working on that now. I know I've been talking a lot about that, and it goes back to the halfway to the door thing, right? I could walk halfway to that door that you see in the corner over there, right? But as long as I only move halfway, I'm never going to get there. So we're really close to pulling the trigger and sending those copies of Misfire out into the world. But it was, it's interesting the amount of work that goes into editing and finishing the book off, especially in conjunction with the amount of energy and work that goes into writing the book in the first place. I probably spent in concentrated blocks of time, more time editing Misfire and rewriting it and massaging it into what I wanted it to say than I did actually writing it the first time. Actually, I know that's true. And I'm still not finished with some of the details that have to get done before we send it out into the world. It's a lot easier to do that if you're not committed to its success. It's a lot easier to do that if you believe that the important thing is to just get it out there and not get it into the hands of the right people that you know can help. Certainly small business owners like myself. Small business owners like myself. And I apologize for the call, but it's another robocall. I'm sure it'll call back. But these are, these are. If that's what's important to you, then you've got to make sacrifices to make sure that it's right, that it's going to do what you want it to do. That not only is it a good story, is it something that's easy to read, it's something that somebody's going to want to read, but that it has enough substantive information in it so that it'll make a difference in someone else's life. And that's critically important to me, so I work really hard at it. And that's one of the reasons that it's taken so long, because I refuse to put out a product that's not the quality that I expect. Now, that's an interesting discussion, and it's really a Seth Godin discussion, because perfect is the enemy of good. And there's a point at which you need to just stop screwing around with it and get it out there, even though you know in your heart of hearts you can come up with a better iteration of the book. I don't think that's the case. I think that I've done the best that I can. There were other things that happened today that were interesting and certainly worthy, I think worthy of noting, that are part of the treatment, illness, diagnosis, recovery of my primary myelofibrosis. I've talked a lot about community, and community is really important. It's really important to me. And there are communities in various sizes. The monstrously huge community is the community of people that have had to deal with cancer, either personally on a very intimate level, because they were the ones going through diagnosis, treatment, and recovery, or because someone that they knew or were closely aligned with or related to had to go through it. And you don't have to be a caregiver to be profoundly impacted by illness or disease. I've watched other people. I've watched the toll that it's taken. I've experienced it with my mother and father. I've watched Leslie go through it. It's not easy. And when I was reinstating our membership at the Y, because it was on hold, and they had to release it today, I'm walking around with the ultimate conversation starter. I walk around with surgical gloves, sterile surgical gloves, and a mask. So, even if people are too polite to ask you what that's all about, the stares that you get are sufficient for you to say, this is part of my recovery and what it is you're recovering from. But inevitably, when they find out that it's because of a stem cell bone marrow transplant, and because the results of that transplant, the fact of the matter is that they almost inevitably almost blurred out what their experience with cancer was. And I guess I should have been aware of that when I got so upset the other day, when I suggested that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I believe to some degree that's still true, by the way. I mean, I'm not moving away from it, because it's still difficult to listen to, but I think that after what happened then, and the emotional beating I got from my friend Greg, to straighten out and see what it's like from someone else's perspective. Today, when the young lady I was talking to at the gym, and I engaged in conversation, she shared with me that her husband She lost her husband to cancer after a 25-year battle with 3 different kinds of cancer, 3 different brands. We use that word as if it was only one thing, and the fact of the matter is that it's not. It's like hundreds, maybe thousands of different iterations of mutant cells attacking the body. But I got to admit, I was a whole lot more sensitive today to that, based upon what's happened over the last couple of days and the thought that I put into it. So today was a really good day in almost all of those respects. And now that I'm just about done with Misfire and getting ready to get it out there, it's been proofed yet again. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy it for a couple of hours. I suggest you do the same. Take the rest of the day off. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay well and take care.